I'm sure you have had this kind of experience in your life. You're waiting for an elevator for long, waiting, and you're thinking the elevators are too slow, it's not moving fast. And that's exactly happened in many of the offices during lunchtime or during the morning time. Then what do? You go and complain to the landlord that the elevators are slow. Install another elevator. Is it possible? Tough luck. Or make the elevator faster. Possible, maybe, but expensive. So what the landlord is going to do? I know there is one case where the landlord is actually able to solve that slow elevator problem. Can you guess how? One brilliant engineer actually helped the landlord to solve the problem by installing mirrors in the lift lobby. Amazing, isn't it? And without much expensive investment, they could solve the problem. But why the problem was solved, the slow elevator problem was solved with installing the mirror in the lift lobby? Because the young engineer asked the right question. What is the problem here? The problem was not the slowness of the elevator. The problem was people are waiting and they are feeling like they're wasting their time. Their time is not utilized properly. And the moment you put the mirrors in the lift lobby, you know what happens? People are engrossed. They are looking at themselves and they are feeling like they are utilizing their time in the right way. And that's all the problem. And that's what happens in many cases. We actually jump to the solution even before trying to understand what is the problem we're trying to solve here. And that's the problem about the problem statement. More often than not, we end up solving the wrong problem with the right solution rather than solving the right problem. Now, how do you understand what is the right problem? There is a way to do it. And the way to do it is to powerful questions. And that's the habit you can actually develop as a leader. Clayton Christensen, who is one of the most eminent thinkers of recent times and who is the author of the famous book Innovator Dilemma, and a professor at Harvard University, he developed this skill early in his life. When he was a student at Harvard University, he used to observe what kind of questions his fellow students are asking in the class. He will take a note, what are those powerful questions? And then he will go back and check his notes in the evening to see how he could have done similar way or better questions he could ask. And that became his super skill, his superpower. He became one of the eminent thinkers, not because he knew all the answers, because he knew how to frame the problem with the right questions. And the right questions are not close-ended questions. If your team comes to you and say, okay, our testing is slow. You say, do you need more testers? They will of course say yes. How many you need? We need 5 more. But if you do the other way, let's say you ask the open-ended question. You may ask them, okay, testing is slow. Tell me, how is the speed of the testing? They will say, okay, the speed is, some tester is doing this much. Say, okay, how does it compare with the other projects? Maybe they are slow compared to other projects. Then you ask them, so what's happening here? Why they are slow? And then you may find out actually it's nothing to do with the testing competency or skill. It's actually to do with the documentation that is required for testing that was not good enough. And that will not be solved by giving additional 5 testers. So you see how it works. So you have to get better at asking open-ended questions. Open-ended question starts with how, what do you think, rather than asking close-ended question, do you need this, that, with a yes no answer. Ratan Tata had the same habit, another great leaders of our time. When he took over the Tata Sons, he became the chairman of Tata Sons. He never ever will give a solution to his team. Rather, he will try to understand the situation by asking many questions, powerful questions, which let the team think through, and sometimes the team will come back with the solution rather than Mr. Tata giving the solution to them. That's a superpower, super skill, and you have to develop that skill, and that's what I call a problem-solving skill 101. Asking the right powerful questions, reframing, and ensuring you're solving the right problem, not the wrong problem with the right solution. So in the critical thinking series so far, we have covered the power of observation, George de Mestral, Velcro story, Louis Pasteur vaccine. We also then explored how you develop the habit of having quiet time to understand what's going on and develop a solution for that, the Archimedes, Newton, and you can develop that habit. And here you have to have framed the problem the right way and having the right mindset, open questions to understand what is the real problem you are trying to solve. But that's not all. Now, after doing all this, you have to connect the dots. And that's what we are going to talk about in the next and final video of this series, where we'll tell you how one of the tennis legends discovered something with his critical thinking, and that let him win many Grand Slams against his arch rival. Want to know more about that? Subscribe, don't want to miss it, and I see you there in the next video.